Of course, the Middle East conflict will be a topic of tonight's vice presidential debate, and Republican Senator J.D. Vance and Democrat Governor of Minnesota Tim Walz will take the stage in New York City. So CBN chief political analyst David Brody joins us now for more on tonight's debate and the state of the race. David, welcome. What's really at stake tonight? Do you think this debate has the capability to move the needle at all for anybody?
I don't think it's going to move the needle, but here's the thing. And what's important to watch here is whether or not Tim Walz or J.D. Vance makes some sort of mistake to the point where the campaign, whether it be the Harris-Walz campaign or the Trump-Vance campaign, have to spend 24 to 48 hours digging out. If you're spending 1 to 2 days digging out from a VP mess up in a debate setting tonight, then that's just 1 or 2 days less that you're off message. And look, in a tight race, everything counts. So I think that's what we watch tonight. Does anybody make a big mistake that, in essence, takes the campaign off message?
Any insight on what their advisors would be concerned about as far as either of these guys making a mistake? Where are their vulnerabilities in a situation like tonight? Any insight on that?
Well, look, I mean, J.D. Vance is going to get hit with the cats and the dogs in Springfield, Ohio, and the childless cat ladies. My goodness, how many pet references do I have to make in one live shot? But I mean, that's what it's all going to be about, in essence. I think that's going to be a big exchange between the two. But having said that, Tim Walz has so many vulnerabilities from a far left standpoint that J.D. Vance is going to have his pickings. I think the challenge for J.D. Vance tonight is not make this a referendum on Tim Walz. Who cares about Tim Walz? What folks really would care about, indeed, would be about a Kamala Harris presidency. So what he has to do is tie all of Tim Walz's far left positions to Kamala Harris and basically tell voters, look, this is the person that Kamala Harris picked, and he's for this, for this, for this. And do you really want a commander-in-chief that's picking a guy like this as the number 2? I think that's his challenge.
So VPs in debates like this often play the attack dog role. They're told to go out and create some fireworks. Do you expect that this evening?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I've ordered extra popcorn tonight. Look, there's going to be no, the mics will be, they will not be muted. They'll be all for everybody to see. They'll be talking on top of each other. It's going to be a wild, wild west situation. I should probably watch it in a saloon for sure. It's going to be a big deal. And remember, the moderators tonight at CBS are not going to fact check either candidate. So that's good because therefore the candidates should fact check each other in real time.
What about the race overall? Most polls show a tight race nationally and even in swing states. We're, what, about 35 days out? What are you thinking?
Well, overall, it's tight for sure. Margin of error plus or minus 4. So these polls could shift 4, maybe even 8 points if it's all on one side. So we'll see about that ultimately. But there are some signs for Harris that are not good. So just a quick, not to geek out, I know we don't have much time, but to give you a sense, the Hispanic vote. I mean, Joe Biden won the Hispanic vote in 2020 by 36 points over Trump. Kamala Harris is only winning the Hispanic vote right now by 14 points over Donald Trump. That's a problem for the Harris campaign. Same thing with the African-American vote. She and Biden won it by 75% in 2020. Now they're only winning it. She's only winning it by 63%, a 12% decrease. The senior vote as well. So if you look inside the numbers, there are some troubling signs for Harris-Walz, even though the national picture and the state-by-state picture looks relatively tight.
Last question, unless I missed one, Trump and Harris had one debate. So did that benefit one more than the other?
A little bit of a bounce for Harris, but ultimately in this race, when we're so polarized ideologically, not much is changing. Bottom line is we're still in a tight race in the battleground states, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
All right, David, thanks so much. Appreciate your insight.